weather?
Look, it's sunny.
This was, I just had
It's sunshine.
a shot of 92 proof that went down like it was 80 proof. Very smooth scotch.
Yeah.
Lovely.
When you come inside, to the Calanais Distillery. The Calanais is the Red River. The Red River is the river out here. That's what we use for our water supply. Is there somebody still? He's coming. The Calanais, the one you've got there, is whiskey. Okay? You'll all be used to that, the bourbon.
No, that's
Yes.
all scotches
The
do that.
Spirit of Lewis
Every
is in
French.
sherry barrels. This one specifically in a Pedro Jimenez barrel. The Spirit, because it's too young.
The spirit of
It's
St.
too young
Louis.
legally to call it a whiskey. Okay? But I'll let you try this one as well, so that you can have a try of both.
It's the spirit of
The
St. Louis.
Calanais is the first distillery in Norway in the 1800s, if you've seen it. The chap that bought that was a Sir James Matheson. In the 1800s, he knocked down the distillery because he was a teetotaler, and he built the Lewis Castle. But apparently all his money was made in the opium trade. 3 parts. Your first is your foreshot,
That's
it's too
strange
strong,
down there.
it's too high in alcohol. So it'll go back to the page. The middle part is your good whiskey, which goes to the spirit receiver, and that's what goes to barrel. This is the one in the sherry barrels, and I'll let Heather, do you want to come and give everyone a dram of the spirit, because it's still young. The other percentage is too low. From there, the draft that's left in the mash tuns, or the barley that's left in the mash tuns, is called draft. What's left in the wash still is your pot ale. That all gets mixed together and it goes to feed the animals. It goes to feed the cows.
So they're very happy, huh?
They're very happy cows. The drunk cows you see on the road, that's Marco's cows. Lots of cows.
I think we saw a sheep laying on the road.
Just what it is, but
She's gone.
because she's
Right
only
there,
babies.
just grab her tail.
I'll take you to the maltings.
Where do the sherry barrels come from?
We have a lot of different kind of sherry barrels. We have PX, Pedro Jimenez, Madeira, Oloroso, Sauternes, Rioja,
Spain,
from
lot of
Spain.
Spanish.
Yeah, a lot of Spanish oak. Yeah.
And you don't know if you have Jack Daniel barrels. They don't.
I know we've got
usually
Buffalo Trace.
They stamp it on the barrel.
No, I don't know. I know we've got Buffalo Trace and another few different
What is the
ones,
one?
but Buffalo Trace.
Oh, that's a good bourbon. Yeah.
Well, that's the one you've got. The first whiskey you had was in a Buffalo Trace barrel. I think, yeah.
Oh,
Nice souvenir.
that's interesting. Okay.
This is your little,
Yeah.
she stays in here?
Yeah, she stays in here just till the buses are awake, 'cause I don't want them.
Oh,
I don't want them
everybody
running
gets
over
out
them.
and we'll
And I'll
put
take
her in
you-
there.
Do you have a feel how
Does
many?
she get out over here on this side?
Yeah, she just knows she won't go out. They should, brother.
Just put her down
Just
here?
put her down and she'll go with her brother.
Okay, there she goes.
What's a ballpark of how many barrels you're making a year?
What's that?
How much do you
How much
produce
do
a
you
year?
We
produce?
make about 10,000 bottles.
Which how many?
Bottles.
How many?
Bottles, yeah. It roughly,
Stay in.
Just,
Stay in.
it depends on a lot of things. It depends on the river. Quite
river?
often, the river water. Quite often at this time of year, the river's dry.
Oh, you've
The river water. I'll take you to see the maltings.
That's the quality of
only.
Okay. Now it comes in then onto the floor here, and we keep turning it until it starts germinating. Hence, if you feel it just now, you can lift it up. You can see it starting to sprout. See, once it starts sprouting, that's when it comes onto the table.
So do you add water to it?
No.
On the
we
floor?
No.
No.
It's already been soaked 2 nights.
Okay.
Now, after that, it'll come to this table here, and the first process is to put peats into the fire. We block off the chimney. You have to keep turning the barley,
All by
and
hand.
it stops the germination. And that's when your peat, the level of peat, you see whiskies that are very heavily peated, like your Lafroig and all that, they use a lot of peat. We don't. Very lightly peated, because the boss doesn't like heavily peated whiskies. That's the only reason.
I'm with him.
You're with him. So you have to keep turning it so that all the barley get peat into it. So
How often do you have to turn it?
about 3 times a day. There's somebody that comes in the night shift that does all that.
Okay.
And after that, we use the wood. This is a big blower, a big dryer, and we dry the barley off totally. And that's when we mill it.
What kind of wood is it?
It's just wood from...
Pine?
No, it's not. I think it's oak.
Oak tree, okay.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's just wood that we get from the boss. And the peat, you can't come into this room with the smoke.
Okay.
Well, the boss can, but he's got to have a mask on.
Okay.
Because he does all the turning and everything to get the peat into the barley.
Put the peat in the
And
water.
that's in for about 2 days.
But not the oak.
No, that's just to finish it all off, to make sure it's ready dry for milling. It's
Okay.
got to be bone dry, because once you mill it, it's just cracked open ever so slightly.
Right.
And that's when you put the hot water in it to get your warts, which is the sweet sugary liquid you get
Yeah,
from the
the
barley and
must.
the water.
Yeah.
So
Super.
that's how to stick, right?
Yeah.
So when the blower is on,
Oh, I see.
blowing
Okay. I didn't see the
air,
grate. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
blowing
yeah.
dry air, so it's coming through this grating, because underneath this table there's holes, big holes, and they're between the wood in the fire
Yes.
and the blower.
Okay.
It gets dried, and like I say, it has to keep getting turned. You can see it's germinated there.
Yeah.
Can't you see this sprouting?
Yeah.
Now, it's peat that's on the later on tonight. Once everybody goes, all the tours are gone, the boss will block off the chimney and put loads of
And this
peat in.
becomes a smokehouse.
That, yes, and you
Okay.
can't come in here.
Right.
And are you...
So you could put some hams in here. This is the Calanais Standing Stones, ancient center. Extraordinary testament to the skills and determination lived here 4,000 years ago. The stones are 4,000 years old. I'll come back and get this, but here they are standing up on the hill. Older than Stonehenge. They think the Stonehenge people left here and went down there. Of course, we're right next to another, we're up on a cliff, looking down at the lakes, or loch as they call them, beautiful hill country. Very well done. There's a pit here, maybe a 10-foot long pit with a half a dozen stones in it. And that pit is surrounded by a bunch of stones, maybe 12 stones. And then there's a pathway of stones where those people are standing down there that you come up to this center ring. Interesting, and nobody knows why. Well, here's a nice view of the stones and the ring and the stone walls that the farmers have built to keep their sheep. And here, there's a guy in a nice tent. There's some campers here. We're coming up on the Summer Solstice. It's June 20th. So tonight, there's some people coming here to see if they get some visions of something, I guess, as they look at the moon. The Summer Solstice of the moon. A lot of campers. Some of the campers up here are intent on discussing their theories about the summer solstice. I'm going to head down this grass path that's pretty well worn to the visitor center. I guess another visitor center down there. By a loch. This is just fantastic area. Scotland has got some beautiful lakes and islands, a lot of fishing, a lot of hunting. To turn, only one person at a time goes through. You close it, then you open it up again. This is the Black House Village. I don't know why it's called the Black House yet, although they do have a lot of smoke inside. But it has a beige straw roof, thatch roof on it. So maybe it's black on the inside. They have smoke. There's the sign for the Black House Village, and right behind the sign is the thatch roof. Oh, we're not going in the cafeteria. We're going to get a spiel outside. There's the peat burning, and it has a nice odor in here. It smells fresh almost.
Okay, I don't know what time of the year.
Oh, we don't know. Okay.
Take as long as you like.
Wait for us anyway.
Garlic.
Same to you.
Did you say garlic? Sound like garlic.
Excuse to be
She
late
speaks
back.
garlic.
Sorry?
That's the perfect excuse to be late back.
Yes.
Exactly.
Give us a little drink, we'll listen.
I want you to drink. It's like gold, I'm not joking. Anyway.
Nobody knows what it is. You're talking about 200-year-old Scotch.
Blackhouse Village. My name is Mary Waddy, and the motor here, and they'll be participating. I won't keep you too long. They'll be participating in the next wee while as well. Now, we are conscious of the time. These are early 1860s. Now, when it was built, blackhouses, when they were built, then they were very basic on the inside and on the outside. But in the inside, there was none of this wood. There was very basic rocks on the Western Isles here. They were open plan. There was just a base stone on the walls. There were open plan houses, no windows. Animals were kept in the lower end of the house. This hole in the roof, or when the door opened. Now, you've read or heard about the clearances. Yes, they were right on the islands here. Villages were cleared. People were forced out of their homes if they couldn't pay their rent or partly pay their rent. Shipped across on a 6-week voyage across the Atlantic, never to return, mostly to Canada. So yeah, and despite the clearances, the population in the island practically trebled by the late 1870s. That explains the large families, anything from 6, 10, 13, 14 of a family, very common through into the houses, whether it was from the leaking roofs or from the floor. Here at Garden, all of the houses are built on solid rock on the side of a hill. So, but most other people had to build where they could find, and very, very often.
So a lot of children had now been out without